Hi there, welcome to day 2933 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey, sharing lessons learned. I say the good, the bad, and the ugly because some of the lessons that I've learned have been really ugly. Some of them are awesome, of course, those I call wins. But lessons learned are usually the things that didn't go according to plan or exactly how I wanted or expected them to. But I took away takeaways and learning from that, so I didn't make the same mistakes again. Or so that next time I tried to do a process, a procedure, a system, anything, do a new product line, do a new course, write a book, whatever, it worked out better. So today, as part of this year's annual challenges, and we're doing the Supersize You annual challenge and the Supersize Your Business annual challenge. First time I've ever done an annual challenge for my Supersize Your Business community and group. So it's kind of exciting and fun, putting together tools and things to go along with it this year, which is technically a challenge for me because I have vision challenges. I have limited vision. And so some things that are super easy for other people, I find very frustrating these days. But I choose not to be frustrated. I choose to make it be a challenge to overcome and create what it is that I'm trying to create in the world. We're doing confidence all this month. I've never started with confidence before, but we're starting with confidence this year because it really is a foundational thing. I should probably start with the skills that we really need to be successful, like confidence and communication and things. But I just started with confidence this year, and I honestly don't remember what order the life framework areas are for this year's challenge. I'd have to look it up. I've got it all mapped out. The whole year's mapped out, but I don't remember. But we will be covering, in addition to the SOAP framework this month, the super process, or the super framework at the end of the month. So we're talking about boundaries, saying no, why it's important to set boundaries, what impact it has on our confidence, and things like no is a complete sentence. I love that. I wish I could remember who I first heard that from or where I read it, but I actually started trying it out and just saying no and then trying to not explain. Now, some people will jump you and expect you to explain. And in that case, you can say, hey, I'm not saying no forever, just not a priority for me right now. My schedule, my little red wagon is full, and I'm not going to take on any more. Up to you how to communicate it. But I say we can say no gracefully, but we don't have to explain to anybody. We don't owe anyone else on the planet an explanation of why we can or cannot do something, or why we choose or choose not to do something. And maybe somebody's got a really harebrained idea, and you're like, yeah, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I choose not to participate in this. I'm that way with following my sudden cardiac arrest. I had a huge problem with judgmental behavior and things. And probably because up to that point, I was pretty judgmental, and mostly I was judging myself and myself negatively, right? I was criticizing and judging myself more than anybody else on the planet ever would. And so for some reason after that event, judgmental behavior made me just insane. And so one of the things, I come from a family of all girls, and there's lots of drama, right? And I decided that I was just going to say, I choose not to participate in this. I'm not going to participate in things that make me feel bad or that are dramatic that I just don't need to be a part of, including, gossip and things that people get involved in, or, watching and following the news and acting like it's our responsibility somehow. I just set boundaries and commit to those. And I also set some boundaries and guidelines for myself, which is where the annual challenges were actually born out of. Following that sudden cardiac arrest, I had to set myself up to still be alive. And when you're faced with that, you make different choices and you see things differently than just the everyday things that life throws at you. So today is all about how confidence builds our boundaries. And the S in the SOAP framework. S in the SOAP framework, of course, stands for story or situation. And we want to look at our current story and situation and our desired story and situation for whatever it is we're looking at. I say pick a confidence related thing. So I almost picked boundaries because that's our topic today, but I actually picked the whole topic of direct messaging. I don't think I handle people that direct message me well. I should just ignore them. Sometimes I respond, depends on the mood I'm in, which is not a great strategy for answering. But I also know that that's a strategy that works, and I need to be doing to reach out to the people that I want to have be a part of my life and my what I'm building here in the world, especially on the Skool platform. So that's that. What else we got going on today? Oh, Supersize strategy session today at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time or Central Daylight Savings Time. And if I don't have anybody that wants free coaching by showing up at 10 and joining the Supersize School community, which is also freemium, meaning you can join for free and get access to a bunch of foundational things, I will probably talk about my interesting interactions and foray into trying to figure out how to use AI to help me create a dashboard or a control panel, which, covers all of the Supersize challenges content for the year, because I want to put it all in a dashboard that people could use. And I did a first run at it, but then I ran out of time and energy and credits on that, and so I've had to start all over again yesterday, and I was super frustrated because I was so excited about how well it was going. And it'll get figured out again. Now I'm just trying to figure out, how do I get my content in there? Do I have to do it 1 month at a time? And if so, that's fine, but I just have to figure it out so that I don't break it every time I touch it. Sometimes I do that. I used to take everything apart as a kid to figure out how it worked, but then I would never put it back together. It was very frustrating for my parents, I'm sure. You have clocks and watches and toys all over the place, parts. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.